So today we're going to have a look at layer masks and various options to do with those. So here I have two images, one layered on top of each other. One is this one you can see now is just the straightforward raw file, and this one is the finished image, so to speak. And it was the pictures I was looking at in Lightroom, so that's why we're looking at very strange skulls. So down here we have the let's just show it to you, the add layer mask button. Okay, so if we just click on that, we add a layer mask to our active layer. Okay, so when it's white, it shows you what's on the layer. When it's black, it shows you what's beneath. So if we do Command and I to invert the layer, we've now turned the layer black. So it's showing nothing on this layer, so we can see everything that's on the layer below it. If I just Command I again, now we see everything's on this layer, see nothing below it. If I now take a brush, and let's just make it a little bit bigger. Nice, and we'll set our color to black down here. If these two don't show you black and white, click on this little button here, resets them to their default settings, and then the top one is the one you're painting in, the foreground color, the black one is the background color. You press this button here to rotate them, or you can use the letter X. Okay, so we need to paint in black because we want to see something underneath. So if I just draw a line down here, can you see I'm now able to see what's underneath? Okay, if anytime you're working through this, if you hold down the Shift key and click on the layer mask, it temporarily disables the layer mask just in case you're getting confused or anything what's going on. So just do it again. And if I now swap my color and make my brush a lot bigger, because I'm not going to try and replace those paintings, so I'm painting in white now, and I can just get rid of what I just did. And this is where the beauty of layer masks come in. You're not actually destroying any information, you're just either hiding it or showing it. So if you come back to this at a later stage, so long as you saved it as a layered PSD file, you can re-edit what you've done with your layer mask. Okay, so I had a request to do to be able to show you how to do cut a circle through. So I've got my circular paintbrush here. The easiest way to do it is just do that. Now we have a perfect circle. Let's just check that our let's set our hardness to 0, and we'll do that again. So that's with a feather. Set our hardness to 100%. No feather. Can you see that that's a perfect circle? This one has a little feather, this one has a lot of feather. Okay, and you can see them over here. So let's just change our colors again and paint back over so we can show you we've actually done nothing to that layer. Okay, now there is another way of making shapes on here. If you want to, if whatever the editing situation you're trying to come up with requires you to use geometric shapes, up here we have the marquee tool, and at the moment I'm set to the elliptical marquee. So if I want to make some sort of oval shape, and once you've done a selection like this, you can then just click onto the add layer mask and it converts your selection into a layer mask. Okay, so in this instance the white area is showing us what's on layer 1, and everything in black is showing us what's on layer 0. If we want to reverse that, we just have to do Command I again, and now we're seeing mostly what's on layer 1 and just the oval through the center of the bottom layer. So I'm just going to delete that again and show you a couple of other things. So when it comes up with delete, when you put it in the rubbish bin, click delete. You can apply it if you want, but in this instance we don't want to. We just want to get rid of the layer mask. So now let's say you wanted to do a proper circle on here. If you hold down the shift key, it creates circles for you. And let's say you didn't really want the circle to be there, you can now use the arrow keys to move it around. But that's a little bit tedious. So if you hold down the shift key and use the arrow keys, it moves in bigger sections. Okay, so if you, let's say, wanted to just get it to do this area over here, you press add layer mask. There's your layer mask, and as I say, if you want it the other way around, you just Command I and it swaps it around. Okay, if you wanted, so let's delete that again. If you wanted it to be a square or rectangle, let's just hold down the shift key again. So the shift key gives us perfect squares. Whoops, hold on, what happened there? Let's Command D unselect that. So freehand, it'll do that. Let's see, holding down the shift key seems to give us a square. Yeah, I obviously moved the cursor before I let go of the shift key. So there's our perfect square. Again, we just click on the add layer mask. So that's really a quick introduction to what the layer mask is doing. I will do some more at a later stage showing you how it can be used for doing really complicated cutouts. Alrighty, I hope that's been helpful and enjoy.